Yo, what's up Trailblazers? Simulated Universe got a huge update with the new Swarm Disaster mode. The UI is a bit different, but the core gameplay is mostly the same. You enter rooms, get buffs, and then fight 2 stage bosses and 1 final boss. The big difference is that the difficulty ceiling is harder, but you also have chances to get bigger buffs. It's not uncommon to deal 1 million damage in this new game mode, but at the same time, you're facing enemies that can one-shot you. Difficulty 5 is the hardest difficulty, and it's no joke. You need well-built characters with strong relics, and it's especially hard during the first week because you're missing a lot of passive buffs. Swarm Disaster has a quest line, and rewards you with a lot of persistent buffs. This is a permanent game mode, so if you're having a tough time, just slowly work your way through your quests and your team will naturally grow stronger. It's actually not a bad idea to play through the easier difficulties to finish up your quests. What makes difficulty 4 and 5 really hard is that the enemies do a lot of damage. Even random side mobs will hit you for half your health, and bosses have several one-shot mechanics. In order to survive, you could go down an aggressive path like Hunt or Nihility, and try to defeat the enemies before taking too many hits. This requires extremely good relics and a lot of passive buffs. The way I recommend you attempt the higher difficulties is going down the path of abundance. There are 3 big factors why abundance is so good. The first factor is the blessings. They give you both survivability and damage. Defensively, the blessings make your team tankier and helps keep your team topped up. Offensively, the damage bonus from Dewdrop is insane. You can see in my gameplay that even my Fire MC with no offensive stats is hitting like a truck. Outside of abundance blessings, there's one extremely good blessing in Destruction that you need to get. It's a 3-star blessing that distributes damage across your team. The biggest risk to failing a run is if someone on your team gets one shot, and this blessing prevents that. The second factor for why abundance is strong is the Path Resonance ability. The ability not only gives you an emergency heal, it also increases the max HP of your team. Each upgrade is also very impactful. The first upgrade you need to get is the one that cleanses debuffs. The insect boss's wind shear damage is very significant and needs to be cleansed. The upgrade also gives you a shield against future debuffs. The second best upgrade adds the Resonance ability to your action order. It basically adds a 5th member to your team. And the last upgrade is a life insurance that can save your run if someone accidentally dies. The last reason for why abundance is great is probably the most important. In the Swarm Disaster, you travel on a grid map, and each move reduces your cooldown counter. The abundance path has a dice ability that adds a mercy buff to new spaces. Instead of reducing your cooldown counter, going to a space with mercy increases your counter. What this means is that you can travel across the entire map collecting all the blessings and curios without any downside. This makes your runs consistent and allows you to search for blessings that you need. You can see how I zigzagged across the board collecting all the buffs before I fight the boss. These 3 factors make the abundance path the safest choice by far. Lastly, let's talk about team comps for the Swarm Disaster mode. I recommend bringing 2 defensive supports unless you're really confident in your carries. I've seen people bring 2 healers, but I prefer 1 shielder and 1 healer. A shielder can help prevent a character from getting one shot. For your carry, you need someone who can deal AoE damage. The final boss spawns little bugs that you need to defeat because they explode for splash damage and debuff the boss. When you pick your team comp, focus on survival rather than damage. The blessings and curios that you pick up on your run will give you more than enough damage. Good luck on your runs in this new game mode. It can be challenging, but it's also a lot of fun. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.